Numbers 18. For some reason, death and miracles haven't convinced the Israelites to worship God yet, which means God better work quickly if he wants to get money out of these people. This chapter is all about tithing and how priests can convince you they are worth the price of admission. The Lord said to Aaron, "You, your sons, and your family are to bear the responsibility for offenses connected with the sanctuary, and you and your sons alone are to bear the responsibility for offenses connected with the priesthood. Bring your fellow Levites from your ancestral tribe to join you and assist you when you and your sons minister before the tent of the covenant law. They are to be responsible to you and are to perform all the duties of the tent. But they must not go near the furnishings of the sanctuary or the altar. Otherwise, both they and you will die. They are to join you and be responsible for the care of the tent of meeting, all the work at the tent, and no one else may come near where you are." Yikes. Aaron and his family are in charge of all the religious rituals here, and they have to manage a whole tribe of employees. And if those employees get too close to the furniture, everyone gets murdered. Someone's gonna be micromanaging, or else we're gonna see another earthquake. I feel like this would all be easier if an entire tribe of people were not at the sanctuary. You can't keep track of all of them. Just hire like one dude, tell him to stay way the hell over there, and problem solved. Anyway, I hope you notice that God is finally talking to Aaron, not Moses. That's unusual. But God's trying to protect his property, so all the old rules don't matter anymore. He'll talk to anyone if it means protecting his space. You are to be responsible for the care of the sanctuary and the altar, so that my wrath will not fall on the Israelites again. I myself have selected your fellow Levites from among the Israelites as a gift to you, dedicated to the Lord to do the work at the tent of meeting. But only you and your sons may serve as priests in connection with everything at the altar and inside the curtain. I am giving you the service of the priesthood as a gift. Anyone else who comes near the sanctuary is to be put to death." Dude, we know. You just said that. God handpicked the Levites to assist Aaron, but also God's warning Aaron that if the Levites screw up, that whole sanctuary will be filled with blood, if you know what I mean. So which is it? Are the Levites bad at their jobs? Not loyal enough to God? Or are they so amazing that God selected them for this task? Because it's weird for God to choose workers who could theoretically screw up so badly that they would deserve the death penalty. There has never been a better time to be an atheist. And don't be a stranger either. Literally. If strangers visit the sanctuary unannounced, they'll be met with guillotines or something. Then the Lord said to Aaron, "I myself have put you in charge of the offerings presented to me. All the holy offerings the Israelites give me, I give to you and your sons as your portion, your perpetual share. You are to have the part of the most holy offerings that is kept from the fire. From all the gifts they bring me as most holy offerings, whether grain or sin or guilt offerings, that part belongs to you and your sons. Eat it as something most holy. Every male shall eat it. You must regard it as holy." Once again, God's letting the priests know that after the sad and poor hand over a large portion of what little they have, don't worry, because you'll get your share. When they sin, you win. Technically, God never said a tenth. He just said a portion. That could be anything, really. 99% is a portion. This also is yours. Whatever is set aside from the gifts of all the wave offerings of the Israelites. I give this to you and your sons and daughters as your perpetual share. Everyone in your household who is ceremonially clean may eat it. Aww, the girls get some too. Though, to be fair, they get a share of a particular kind of sin penalty. And that's only if they took a shower, so they're still mostly shafted. Actually, it said ceremonially clean, so it's not really about showering, it's about avoiding corpses. And given that God's just been killing everyone in sight, minus like 5 people, good luck with that. I give you all the finest olive oil and all the finest new wine and grain they give the Lord as the first fruits of their harvest. All the land's first fruits that they bring to the Lord will be yours. Everyone in your household who is ceremonially clean may eat it. Thanks for the olive oil backwash. It still makes no sense that people would bring wine for God when he's not even a person who can drink it. But it really makes no sense that all these priests get all of it despite doing none of the work in producing it. Even back then, churches needed to be taxed. Everything in Israel that is devoted to the Lord is yours. The first offspring of every womb, both human and animal, that is offered to the Lord is yours. But you must redeem every firstborn son and every firstborn male of unclean animals. When they are a month old, you must redeem them at the redemption price set at 5 shekels of silver, according to the sanctuary shekel, which weighs 20 gerahs. Have some wine, have some grain, have this newborn after you're drunk on the wine. Redeeming them means that they will not be sacrificed. But that infant better hope you have those shekels in your pocket. It's weird that we're redeeming month-old babies and unclean animals. They're saving the babies because, life is precious. They're saving the dirty, filthy animals because, ew, even God doesn't want them, that's why. Which means your options are to be super cute or utterly disgusting. Nothing in between, or you die. But you must not redeem the firstborn of a cow, a sheep, or a goat. They are holy. Splash their blood against the altar and burn their fat as a food offering, an aroma pleasing to the Lord. Their meat is to be yours, just as the breast of the wave offering and the right thigh are yours. Whatever is set aside from the holy offerings the Israelites present to the Lord, I give to you and your sons and daughters as your perpetual share. It is an everlasting covenant of salt before the Lord for both you and your offspring. Did you catch that before the whiplash? There are some animals you should not save because they are holy. So I need you to torture them. Don't just kill them, God says. Splash their blood around. Burn some fat. Chew on the right thigh. It is an everlasting covenant of Lot's wife. The Lord said to Aaron, "You will have no inheritance in their land, nor will you have any share among them. I am your share and your inheritance among the Israelites." That's a sweet way of telling Aaron he's getting nothing permanent from Daddy. Love, sure. His share of whatever people give to God, sure. But no property. Just the stench of many corpses. I give to the Levites all the tithes in Israel as their inheritance in return for the work they do while serving at the tent of meeting. From now on, the Israelites must not go near the tent of meeting, or they will bear the consequences of their sin and will die. It is the Levites who are to do the work at the tent of meeting and bear the responsibility for any offenses they commit against it. This is a lasting ordinance for the generations to come. They will receive no inheritance among the Israelites. Instead, I give to the Levites as their inheritance the tithes that the Israelites present as an offering to the Lord. That is why I said concerning them, they will have no inheritance among the Israelites. So God is rewarding the Levites with other people's money while taking credit for everything. That's how Ponzi schemes work. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Levites and say to them, when you receive from the Israelites the tithe I give you as your inheritance, you must present a tenth of that tithe as the Lord's offering. Your offering will be reckoned to you as grain from the threshing floor or juice from the winepress. In this way, you also will present an offering to the Lord from all the tithes you receive from the Israelites. From these tithes, you must give the Lord's portion to Aaron the priest. You must present as the Lord's portion the best and holiest part of everything given to you." Oh my God. The Levites have to pay tithes on the tithes they're receiving. Because even when God gives people a gift, he's still got to get a cut somehow. And not just any cut, the best and holiest cut. All of Christianity is a multi-level marketing scheme. Say to the Levites, when you present the best part, it will be reckoned to you as the product of the threshing floor or the winepress. You and your households may eat the rest of it anywhere, for it is your wages for your work at the tent of meeting. By presenting the best part of it, you will not be guilty in this matter. Then you will not defile the holy offerings of the Israelites, and you will not die. So if they don't give God the best of whatever they have, they'll be shot. It's a gift, but it's also a threat. The only people who benefit are God's people. God's highest ranking people. But not you. You're not special. It's good to know that whatever else is happening in the Bible, God will always find a way to remind people how they can give him prezzies. Nothing else matters. Even the people in charge of taking care of God's house owe him something when it should really be the other way around.